Right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Johnny, if you're still here. Good morning, Zisoo. Good morning. Oh, wait. Shh. I always forget this. Nope. Can never remember to turn the stupid video off. I have to leave the chat open, but anyway. Hi, everybody. Hi, Greg. Hi, Black Hole. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Happy Sunday. Happy Revenge of the 5th Sunday after May the 4th. I'm going to go ahead and pop open the build camera so I can talk about a couple things while we're doing this. If you are not, first of all, if you're new to the channel, thanks for being here. Welcome. I appreciate your choosing this one. Hi, Vab. How's it going? Long time. I am not a fan of May the 4th. I'm a curmudgeonly old guy who thinks that Star Wars Day should be May 25th. Because that's when the movie came out, and it's not a silly pun that everybody's like, May the 4th. Get it? And I'm like, okay. It's like, oh, look, Western civilization, capitalism trying to take over Cinco de Mayo. No, I have no idea. I still like trying to do stuff on May 25th, but I get it that it's a huge deal now, and they have releases and toys come out and shows come out, and so I'm just going to die on that hill by myself, and we'll just go from there. So, hi, Frankie. Good to see you. Welcome. A bit of heads up. I'm feeling a little under the weather. We were out a lot yesterday for 2 different friends' birthdays, and we were out very late, and there's storms coming in, and both Beth and I are just like, we've got so much schmutz going on in our faces that we were just up all night coughing and sneezing and whatever. So we, before I start building, we've got our 2 sets here. We're going to start with the invisible hand, which I also like. You can also call this the, what was it? The Invincible, which was Admiral Trask's ship. It was another Providence class. So either or, it doesn't have to be Grievous's ship. Grievous had the Malevolence, so he gets greedy and gets 2 ships. If we have time, we'll go ahead and we'll start the Falcon too. This will be only the 2nd Falcon I've ever built. Well, no, not counting the 2 microfighters. This will be the 4th one I built. I built the original first one a long time ago, and then none since. So it's a meme day. So we're building trophies for Brick Rodeo, and we each get a kit, and it's a Texas shape, and then you put something on it, right? So the trophy will be up here, and I have a backing with like a title brick on the back, right? So we get these. So this was my first one. I'm doing Star Wars scenes and Star Wars ships, those trophies. So I thought I'd do this scene. Now, you guys in the chat, before I say anything, tell me what you think this scene is. And let me know while I'm telling you about the other one that I'm building. I'm really liking this so far. It's going to be a TIE Interceptor, and it's going to kind of go along with the fact that the UCS TIE Interceptor came out this year. I think it'll fit just fine. It'll kind of poke out a little bit of the statue, a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. I really like the way the ball is coming together, the TIE ball. I might expand it a little bit more even. But the wings, I think, are a good size. I think it's going to be great. So if you're displaying at Brick Rodeo this year and you are doing a Star Wars ship, Frankie, you might get one of these trophies. Obi-Wan versus General Grievous. No, that's okay. Luke versus Vader. Good. What's up, Johnny? So Luke versus Vader is good. This is it's just supposed to be the scene in Empire Strikes Back where Vader stands up on that little catwalky area. That makes no sense geometrically when you're looking at it in terms of the scene. In the carbon freezing chamber, and he says, the Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet. I think that's like the most pivotal point in the Star Wars trilogy, the original trilogy. Oh, cool. Good deal. I may not be done right at 1 p.m. I'm going to go a little long probably because I'm going to try to get as much as this done as I can, and I don't want to like leave it half done. I think we'll get through this for sure. And I don't know about the Falcon. So let's crack into it. I kept calling this ship, by the way, correction made. I need to be on with instructions. I kept calling this ship the Invincible. I kept calling the Invisible Hand. I kept calling this one Admiral Trench's ship. I didn't realize this was just the same class of ship that Grievous had. So my apologies for doing that. Trench does have a Providence class. Oh, and these have stickers. Man. Well, it's going to be a display, so probably for the best. That's okay, Black Hole. Thank you for being here. Thanks for popping in. Where did you see that I was streaming today? Did you see it on Threads or Blue Sky or something like that? Trying to find out where people are coming in from. So yeah, this is the ship that technically crashes at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. Oh, YouTube, nice. Thanks, YouTube algorithm, for recommending to somebody. I appreciate that. And thanks for coming by. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. I stream twice a week. Sunday mornings, Thursday evenings. It's not always set building. It's a lot of designing, Lego designing. My own sets, my own mocks. Yeah. So this is 25 years of Star Wars Lego. So that's why I got these. I've already got the Tantive 4 done. So we'll compare those when these are built. Hello, Fanatics. How are you? What's your favorite fast food restaurant? My favorite fast food restaurant... Oh, that's a toughie. I have a couple, but a couple I'm not allowed to really go to anymore because they donate to political Republican super PACs, or Ken Paxton, the governor here, the attorney general, or our governor, who's a... we're going to leave it out of it. I really shouldn't go to him anymore. Anyway, I really like Arby's. Not going to lie. But Sonic is good. It's probably my go-to. We also have Thundercloud Subs, which is a locally owned sub shop. Is always really good. And I also like Whataburger. Whataburger used to be an Austin thing, and now it's owned by a company in Chicago. So love the Horizon Mox. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hello, Fanatics. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Got some of these kind of newish pieces in here. Haven't seen these before. So hopefully we'll be able to crank through this and then get right onto the Falcon. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so the Horizon Mox, they're all packed up and ready for Brick Rodeo. They're just going to sit in a box for a couple months. But I think what I want to start doing is I might do a stream coming up where we start going into Frozen Wilds and do that DLC. I wish I lived next to a Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is another one where it's like there's they donated a lot to Governor Abbott's campaigns, and it's kind of like, well, great. Now the only thing I want to do in your place is poop, which is fine because they've got nice bathrooms. So yeah, the next step would be to do I think it's just 2 new animals or 2 new machines in Frozen Wilds. It is the Scorcher, which is a big wolf analog that is on fire and like charges at you really suddenly, and it's terrifying. And then there's another one that's a fire claw slash frost claw. Excuse me. And I think I'm gonna go with the frost claw one because that's the first one I think canonically in the story that you run into. Later, you see fire claws too, but I think frost claw is the one that like the Bannock story is about this one beast, and it's a fire claw or it's a frost claw. So I think if I remember correctly, I'm gonna go back and play the games again and make sure of some of these. It's gonna be weird going back and playing the games after having built all the Lego models, because I'm gonna want to stop and kind of look at them and make sure I got it right, and then they're gonna work me over. But I'm in kind of in the middle of games right now, so closest one is in Baytown. I know the kids would always go to Buc-ee's on the way home from band trips. And now it's just like a thing you do when you're going on a long road trip. Anywhere between like Austin and Dallas, Austin and Houston. Gotta stop at we're gonna stop at Buc-ee's. Anybody gotta go to the bathroom? So yeah, this is this ship is Admiral, or this is technically Grievous's ship, because it's the one that Kenobi and Obi-Wan and Anakin go and rescue the Chancellor. At that point, Chancellor Palpatine. In one of the most hijinksy kind of rescues I've ever seen. So how was everybody's 4th? How was everybody's yesterday, your May the 4th? Did you do anything? I know Johnny is probably doing 501st stuff. Did anybody watch movies? Anybody get some stuff on May 1st last week? Did you get anything? Has everybody watched The Tales of the Empire? Because I would love to talk about that, but if like I'm the only one who's seen it, then I will hold off. I don't understand why each episode's, it says it's 15 minutes, but in actuality it's like 12 minutes of viewable stuff because there's credits and stuff. I just don't understand why they don't just release it as one thing and then just have like, it's just chapters in between it. It's like, you're not releasing them one at a time over weeks. You know, these aren't shorts that appear inside another show. This is just all at once. You're putting out 6 episodes, 15. Anyway, they're fine. I liked them. I had a good time watching them. Oh, really? Yeah, I kind of wish I'd been able to watch that and hang out with y'all. Yesterday was really busy. We had 2 friends. It was the start of Barks for Beers, and I'll talk about that in a second. And we had 2 friends who were turning 40. So one was celebrate, and this one, it was her birthday a couple of weeks ago, but this was the first she organizes a Barks for Beers thing, and we all go hang out with her and stuff. And then we had another one that was at this kind of historical house museum thing. You can rent it out. And so we did karaoke and had a grand old time. And we're out late. So it was like, go hang out at a brewery for like a couple hours and then come back and then shower up and then go to this other thing for a few hours. So the introverts in the group are wiped out. I'll go through the trivia questions with you, Ben. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll stop by for sure. In fact, like whenever I get to noon, we'll just call it and roll over to yours, and I'll just keep building on mine. Were they Star Wars questions? I feel like I would be like every time I say, you know, is it Star Wars? I'm gonna kick butt. I end up like not doing well. Like it's always like weirdly hard. I always ask for some obscure thing, and I'm like, these two 1x1 bricks represent Anakin and Obi-Wan. Oh, represents their ships. Cool. All right. So this is Anakin's Edda class and Anakin's Edda class. So we've got a yellow and a red fighter in the docking bay. That's pretty cool. I like that they did that. I think they did that with the Tantive 4, where they're like, this is Leia and R2 and 3PO. Like, that's neat. Aw, you guys, you did the thing. So I didn't really do anything yesterday for Star Wars Day. Like I said, I kind of like to celebrate on May 25th instead, but no reason to not do both. I'm not part of a cosplay group. My stream wasn't on the same day, so it was kind of weird. I guess this is going to be an MTT, so we got a very small MTT in the docking bay here. I guess this was seen in that scene where they hit the hangar. It's pretty cool. Which I wouldn't have thought. Now I want to go back and look, because I think a ship this size could also hold those landing craft, which then hold the MTTs. But maybe those landing craft are a little bigger than I think they are. I love the sort of... That's one of the things I did like about the prequels, is the sort of... is all the technical stuff, the new ships, the new locations, the new species and droids and things like that. The world building. I know people say that a lot. But I liked the nested thing where there was the Lucre Hulk battleship. Then out of that comes those giant landing craft. I forget what the designation for those are. And then out of those comes the giant MTTs. And out of those comes the little sleds with the droids. And out of those comes, you know, they just keep unfolding until you've got like armies of battle droids. That was pretty fun. All right, take care, Black Hole. Hope to see you back. If not, I'll be back Thursday. We'll do something then. We'll do something fun. Take care. Happy Revenge of the 5th to you and to those who celebrate. So I still have no idea what I'm going to do with this. With that castle wall guy. I built up a little more on him. Still don't know what he does. I thought maybe the second plate that attaches next to him could be filled with like cows in a pen kind of thing, maybe. Like he would be a rancher of sorts, because I have cows. And I just build up, you know, a little thing. You know, something, so it looks like regular life outside the castle wall kind of thing. But I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see. I don't know that ranchers or I mean somebody had to like corralled animals back in medieval times. I don't know that they were called ranchers, but because you'd have to have a ranch to be considered a rancher, right? Cattle herders, shepherds. Just general animal husbandry. So this is pretty cool because it's recreating. I just realized how congested I sound. I apologize for that. It's recreating the hangar so you can kind of see through the hangar there. That's pretty cool. Nice little effect. I think this is why I like the Midi-scale so much, is because I feel like they're doing their best to recreate as many little things as possible with very little space. I think that's nifty. So let's see. Somerset's coming out. The only thing I know for sure, craving some fried chicken? That sounds good. We had some Popeyes yesterday. That was pretty good. It's not really fried chicken. It's chicken product. Other than the Technic Dune Buggy, I don't know what else is coming out. I haven't looked. But I'm sure you in the chat will let me know what else is coming out. And what you're excited for the summer sets that are coming out. I am excited to keep working on some designs. Frozen Wilds for starters. And then that should only take a few months. And then after that, we'll get cracking on Forbidden West. And Forbidden West has a lot, but some of them repeat a little bit. You still get the general, like they double, but some of them don't really show up from Zero Dawn as much, right? Oh, Bumblebee, yeah. I definitely am going to get Bumblebee because I need something to put up next to Optimus. So that's cool. So that, the buggy, I think that's it, really. I'm not getting the Milky Way. It just doesn't appeal to me. It's cool looking, but that just seems like a nightmare to put together, and it doesn't look fun to me. A lot of cool pieces in it, though. A lot of cool colors and everything. This has got very good lines so far. I really am enjoying this. Ah. Oh, and then the ubiquitous CIS stripes. We're pretty close to putting on a sticker, I think, somewhere around here. This was really hard to capture when I was doing this at microfighter scale because you want to get those stripes on there. That's important for the look of the ship, but you're also sacrificing like structural integrity with a ship that size. So don't remember. I think I've got the thing open. Oh, I don't. Okay, we'll go back to it. The Artemis set coming out next week. Cool. Since Logan won't finish his mock, what mock is he doing? Is he doing a Bumblebee? Hot take, not that impressed by mosaics, or at least yeah. I'm kind of the same. I'm like, cool, mosaics, whatever. I mean, people like rave for them sometimes, but I'm like, okay. It is literally like paint by number. You can, the studio will make it for you. Like, you just put in a picture and say, I want it to go on a 32 by 32, or I want it to be on this side, and it spits it out. You can be creative with it. You can, instead of using just 1x1 dots, you can put other pieces to kind of give it a little texture. And I know some people do that and they look really good. It's just not my thing. That's fine. I can have a thing I don't like a thing. Yeah, Logan has a bunch of micro sets. That's right. We were talking about him and Brick It Up, Synthetic Mason doing those together. Or not together, but knowing that the other person does those too. You're right, the one I'm designing is so much better at quadruple the price. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm on Blue Sky a lot, the Lego feed on Blue Sky, and it's Mostly populated by people who are into Lego. There's a lot of Bionicle talk on there, um, because I think the people in Blue Sky, for the most part, are of a certain age group that is younger than me, and so for them, Bionicle was a huge thing, right? Told a story, had a lot of collectible features. So it's, I would say, like 30-40% Bionicle talk. The other chunk of percentage of people are the people who just bought a set and are very excited to get building, or who are getting back into Lego by building this one set. The other remaining percentage is people hoping that certain politicians and certain people in the media or whatever step on Lego. They're like, I wish him a whole floor full of Lego to walk on. So that's what's over there. But what I have noticed, well, crap, I was going somewhere with this. Oh, is how so much talk is Lego is so expensive. Like, it's not really. It hasn't gotten more expensive, you know, and I'm always the defender jumping in going, it's not as, you know, it's still, it's the kind of the same price as when we were kids. They're just, the pieces are smaller. There's more pieces per volume of space. So it just seems like it's more expensive, but I still think you're getting a pretty decent amount of stuff. But, you know, I'm talking to people who, you know, don't make very much, or students or something like that, and they're like, I'd just like to be able to buy a set, but they're $300. It's like, yeah, I get that. I would too. There's still sets that I want that I am not able to get at the moment. So I get it. Elden Ring DLC comes out. There's a there's a game that I never played. I never played any Skyrim stuff. I did buy Starry Night and plan to buy Hakusa Great Wall, but only because of my art history appreciation mostly. Like, I didn't get the Great Wave because I don't know enough about the piece to be able to offer criticism or whatever, but I did get Starry Night as well. And again, mostly because same reason, art thing. I wanted to, I'd love to see more art pieces represented like that, and I think they could do a bunch. I hope they continue with the line. The modern art piece didn't look great, but a friend of mine built it. Justin Brady Joyner Bricks. He does reviews and stuff here on the tubes and on Instagram. He said he put it together. Well, he's an RFLM, so he got it as a review set. But he said, I would have bought this probably on my own because I really like the idea of it. And he's like, it looks better than what's on the box. I've got a hair or something bothering me over here. He's like, the box art doesn't do it justice. It's really a fun set. And he's like, the thing that I like the most about it is the instructions actually go through and talk to you about not art history, but color theory and why certain things are done certain ways and all this kind of stuff. And so he's like, it was very, very interesting. Redid my Artemis rocket, stripped down to the bare, redid all the internal structures. The average cost was so $400. Yeah, $750. Oh, Gustav Klimt. I would love to see. Yeah, the Kiss. There was a thing that we could do. There was like there was a beta program on the LAN where they're like, we're going to try to do this thing where it's like the adult version of, it's like a social media thing through Lego where they'll have like places where you can post pictures, and the company would post interviews, and so they're trying to kind of make a social network kind of thing. It didn't really go very far, but at one point I was like, somebody had asked about the art stuff, and I was like, I think it's a great line, and I think you should take it further, and here's some ideas I think you should do, and the Kiss was one of them. I thought nude descending a staircase would be pretty good, because it's very technical. You could do. It's not called Sunday in the Park with George, but the Surratt picture. It's like something Le Grand Jet or something. I forget what it's called, but it's the famous pointillism pic that's huge, right? There is a guy who has done that in Lego, like dot per dot, and it's like 10 feet long. It's huge. I'd really like to see it in person. Yeah, there's you could do the water lilies. You could do Monet's water lilies. You could do Duchamp's pipe. You could do the soup cans. You could do what's his name, soup cans. There's a lot you could do. So I'm hoping that they continue with it and do some good stuff. I figured if you could pick something from several eras, and just kind of do, probably do a Picasso, but I don't know what Picasso you would do. I think having a Frida Kahlo would be good. Like you could make a very small Frida Kahlo, and maybe have a print of a tile, but have like you could build the frame around it or something like that. And then by extension, you could have Diego Rivera, and have like a huge mural or something. Maybe that could be two things. You could have a huge mural and then a little bitty Frida Kahlo next to it. Warhol, yeah, thanks. I can never remember his name. He's one of the most famous artists in the world. I'm like, what's that dude's name? Soup cans. Crazy hair. Artist collective stuff. Do some Bauhaus stuff. This is not... it's just a straight one, I think. Yes. I have a favorite artist. His name's Egon Schiele, and he's kind of a contemporary to Gustav Klimt. But there's almost nothing that you can use of his in Lego. All his stuff is like either self-portraits or nude people. So I was like, well, can't use any of his stuff. But I really would like them to do some things like that. I think the more obscure, probably the better too, because I think Starry Night works at its size. I think it's very creative in its application. I think the Wave worked really well as well for kind of the same reasons. I kind of maybe want to get the modern art one just to see what it's like. Trying to think of some other good examples of what could be done. Oh yeah, I'll be right back. Just so you know, I'm not blowing names up everybody's butts. Literally, one of my favorite artists. And I don't know why either. I got into him right about the time Aeon Flux was a big thing, and his art reminded me a lot of that. Just that weird angular stuff. I'm trying to think if there's something he's done that's famous enough to be put in that's not like, here's three women naked and hanging all over each other. Yeah, I mean, look, that's so like Peter Chung, Aeon Flux kind of stuff. So yeah, here's a... Yeah, these are both Klimt. Or no, that's Klimt, that's Leopold? I'm trying not to show the one on the other page over here because it's super nude. But yeah, he devolved into a lot of self-portraiture toward the end. Just weird stuff, man. But I don't think he's got like one defining piece. He just had a very defining style. And yes, agreed, far too young, died far too young. That's a pretty good one. Anyway, yeah. Seriously, I think his nudes are probably what he's known for. Because they all look like red light district ladies who just came in off the street or just came in from work or something. And they're like, they fully dressed and just barely getting some clothes off. So he probably had a good working relationship with a lot of socialite people or models or something, and just was able to get the impression of like who they were really quickly. Yeah, famous that isn't erotic. Can't. Hi, Cliff. How's it going? All right, sorry. Back to this. I got an art sidetrack. Anyway, I think the art thing is really good. If they're gonna lean into, hey, this is just a display piece that you're building, I think doing more art pieces like that would be a good idea. I'm actually shocked the Mona Lisa hasn't been put up yet. I think if you're gonna do Da Vinci, maybe do the Vitruvian Man instead. I think that would be as iconic, but I think more challenging in terms of like, and you could make it a minifigure. So anyway, that's my world. I took art history twice in college, art history 1 and 2. And did a lot of art stuff because I wanted to get a degree as an illustrator. Little did I realize that was not. So that was my second attempt at a degree. My first attempt was music theater. Both of which super like useful degrees outside of university settings. So oh, look, a 1x4 round. Look at that. The middle two aren't open, so it's not like the 1x5 Technic one. But still, 1x4 with open holes, open studs there. So that's cool. Okay, that makes sense. Honestly, would not surprise me if they minifigged the face. I know it's probably not going to happen, but I mean, it would not surprise me. Got some more of these now in white. These Speed Champion bumper light things. ×3. Wow, okay. Trying to think of what other ones would be good. Trying to think a little farther back, like Renaissance stuff. I would say Degas, but he's sort of, I think, a little problematic. You got to get a Picasso in there. You got to get maybe his Don Quixote drawing. That'd be pretty nice, pretty basic, pretty easy, easily consumable by people. Like I have a basic understanding of artists. I don't have like a really great understanding of art and art history, just slightly above average. So I'm sure there's some out there. Oh, the other one I was thinking. Yes, hello, Scott. Happy Revenge of the 5th. Happy Star Wars weekend to you as well. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's another good one. Yeah, you could do Girl with a Pearl Earring. You could do sculptures too. You could do some Donatello. You could do Man in Repose or whatever the Thinking Man is. The Thinker. It's not called the Thinker. It's called something else, I thought. But that would be a good one because that would not be a flat thing. You could actually build it. I think that'd be really cool. Venus de Milo, Michelangelo. I mean, if you got around, people would be, ick about the nudity. But the Thinker, I think you could just kind of, whatever. I think that'd be fun. because you could do other sculptures too. You could do really super big sculptures. There's one series of sculptures that is like giant spiders and stuff. That's pretty, and I forget who the artist was, but it's pretty famous. Oh, I love how they're covering all that work that you just did in the hangar, but you can still see through it with the force field things. Donatello is my favorite turtle too. Agreed. Who else? Who else would be a good... I think that's about it. I think at that point they'll probably start exhausting the line a little bit, and people, I think, diminishing returns. I'll probably do one or two more. I'm sure the Scream will make it out there. The Kiss is probably going to make it out there. Mona Lisa. Girl with the Pearl Earring would be great. Yeah, it could. Oh yeah, that big. What's that super famous relief one? That's like the birth of Aphrodite or the birth of Athena or something. It's I forget what that's called. But yeah, that would be really cool too. The Parthenon, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Leo is overrated as a turtle or as an artist. Both. I invented helicopters. Shut up. No, I'm kidding. He's great. He's great. Met him, had a beer, talked about the human condition and celestial movement. It's a swell cat. Yerps. As a turtle, Leonardo the artist has an amazing mind. Yep, he sure did. I love the fact that for you Star Trek fans, how Voyager, one of Janeway's holo programs, was she was apprenticing to Da Vinci. I thought that was kind of like, it was kind of funny and cute, and at the same time I'm like, oh, really? They really drum up the fact that she's a scientist on the show. I think that was hilarious. Like, so much. Like, I get it. She was. Scientific mind, studied all that stuff, but man, they really hammered that home. You're not wrong. They sound of exasperation. If I remember correctly, they did a history of flight. It was like an early ideas. Let's look this up together, shall we? I kind of want to know as well. That had a couple things, and it was like a biplane and they had a Da Vinci helicopter, and it was called something else. It was called like an octothopter or something like that. And then like the Wright Flyer, and then like God, what was that called? It was, I think it was QSO. I can spell it. Da Vinci Wright Flyer. Yeah, there was something. And now I can't find out what it was. It's not the right glider. It's... Oh, I know it exists. Like, I know we've talked about it. And now I can't find it. And I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I'm going to get back to building, but if anybody finds it, I know it's out there. It had like 3 little planes in it. 3 little kits, kind of like birds or something. And it was partly a Da Vinci plane, the Wright Flyer, Spirit of St. Louis or something, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it had a few things like that. And it may have been like an employee gift. Maybe that's why it's hard to find. But I feel like it was some sort of exclusive thing. So, and if not, maybe we're all thinking of the exact same like ideas thing somebody put out and never got approved. Because I would buy the heck out of more like history plane things. Since Lego's never going to do combat aircraft, that's my other thing that I really like. Since they're not going to do that, let's get back to the build camera. Instructions. There we go. Have a design for the Parthenon. Issue I ran into is finding the parts in light blue gray and gold metallic. Yeah, that'll limit your... when you have a great idea and you're like, oh, but nothing exists in that color. You have to kind of default to whatever, because you're not Lego and you can't like ask the molding crew to come up with a new color for that part. So you have to kind of do whatever was listed or what's available. And that's frustrating. I know. Howard Hughes gyroplane? Maybe? I know that was a thing. The Spruce Goose would be a good one. There's lots of cool planes to do that aren't military, I think. You could still do. I mean, we got one. Maybe they just continue. I think once this space thing is done, they might... I could see them going back to like a little bit of historical stuff. Did we ever get a Model T Ford car as a model? If we didn't, I'm shocked. I have a feeling we did, though. I don't have it, but I would have thought they would have been done by now. Because that's an historic thing. I think a ideas thing that would be fun would be like the World's Fair, 1939 World's Fair. You could do, I think somebody's done this as an ideas set, like the Glass Palace thing. Somebody built that. Trying to think of other like historical things that could be done. Look at Lego coming in with the undersides of stuff. I kind of have to with this ship, though. Alright, we're not moving as fast as I wanted to, but I keep stopping to talk about other stuff. I don't know if I'm going to get to the Falcon today. Maybe we'll do the Falcon on Thursday. If y'all are okay with that. And we'll run long Thursday instead of today. That way we can roll over to Johnny's stream. And he can finish up the Interceptor. We can raid somebody's stream and do trivia. I need to come up with trivia for Brick Rodeo as well. 2 different rounds, I think. All right, cool. We'll see you in a little bit. There's a guy I follow on Blue Sky who's done... You guys are going to dig the heck out of this. Let me see if I can find it. No. He has done... I think it's this dude. May not be this guy. Seems to want to post about his cats a lot. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's not that guy. Yeah, it is him. He's done a Hapen Battle Dragon in Lego. That's so rad. Speaking of stuff you don't think you can build out of Lego, I saw he posted this. This was like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, what? That's amazing. I don't think he said the chains run around the thing, but they can kind of, because it's all these linked plates, and they're not. I think they're sitting on like a railing underneath here, but like technically you could probably pull them around and they would form to the form of the ship behind them. Because the thing about a Hapen Battle Dragon, this is a Star Wars ship for those that don't know. It's from let me get back to building. It's from the novels for the most part, but you can get these in the games as well. Uh-oh. Lost my instructions. Crap. There we go. It's a big area of space, and it's a big confederacy of planets and stuff. The Hapes Consortium, and they oh, we got an inverted round tile. So got these in lug bulk. Actually got a ton of these coming in. Very excited to see one in the wild. So I think we got 3 new parts in this set. It's pretty rad. Those things rival Star Destroyers. They're not as big, and the guns themselves are not as powerful, but they have a ton of those guns. And the reason why you have multiple guns and multiple firing arcs is because it takes a while. Once you take a shot, you need to let your gun cool down. Otherwise it overheats. The metal fatigues and whatever. So you have to let it cool down. The big turbo lasers on Star Destroyers can only fire a certain rate. Otherwise they will overheat. The Battle Dragons have this constant rotation of guns, so they can focus like heavily in one section. Fire, move, so that's got this constant firing of their main batteries. Which just overwhelms shields, it overwhelms plating, you know, that kind of stuff. I always thought it was really great. All right, bag 3. But yeah, and it's so obscure. I mean, I thought, because I did a microfighter version of it. See if we can find that. You don't need to see it. It's out there. I did a microfighter version of it, and that alone was hard enough to do. I'm like, I can't imagine doing this full scale, and he did it. I was like, wow, that's super impressive. I think he's got some stuff on Flickr, so if you're a big Flickr follower of stuff Lego related, his name's Thomas Dickerson. Go follow him. He's a very good builder. Bye, you are. Take care. I wish you all the best. Have a great weekend. Thanks for coming by. I'm looking for that piece. And a bunch of these. Look at this. Look at how many we got of these. Wow. I mean, wow. Got a lot of those. So if you're looking to part it out, this is a good thing for parts. Also, trans yellow. I know it seems like they're pretty ubiquitous, but you'd be surprised. Go through your collection, see how much trans yellow you actually have. Like, I thought I had a lot. Turns out I didn't. So, the more you can get, the better. The more you can get, the better. So I knew that Star Wars Day was kind of had been overplayed because yesterday, um, this weekend this weekend is my company's major yearly conference. It is happening up in Dallas, and I am a stay behind. And I think this started years ago when we were asked if we wanted to go to the if we want to go to the conference and help out, and volunteered for it and everything. And I was like, if at all possible, because I had young kids, I was like, it'd be really, and my wife was at the time was working, and I couldn't take 4 days off to go because she couldn't take the time off, and we'd have to figure out daycare and stuff. I was like, if at all possible, it'd be great if I didn't have to go. I was like, this one time or whatever. I was like, next conference in the fall or next year, I'll totally be able to go. Just this one time is kind of tricky for us. And they're like, yeah, you can stay behind and do, like, if anything comes up with the servers. And this is when the servers were all physical. We had an email server, and we had a spam filter server, and we had like a database server, right? Couple web servers, things like that. Especially these 1x1 round tiles. So I stayed behind, and ever since then, when I was the one of the stay behind people, just to help out around the building if anything comes up, or if something happens locally, I can be the kind of the guy in the chair thing to help check on servers and whatever. So it means not a lot of work for me, but also I have to be available. And it's a lot of hurry up and wait because you got to get trained on certain systems. You got to be aware of parliamentary rules, and you got to know who's like doing what at what time. But then you just kind of don't do anything with that knowledge. I don't know why I felt the need to go into such detail about that, but it meant that yesterday I was sitting at my desk and waiting for phone calls and emails to come in for members of our association that might need help with logging into a website. And the website it was a combo site that had a Zoom call going about the presentation, but also allowed the delegates to vote. We didn't get many calls. I think we got probably about 5 calls between the two of us. And it was one guy calling repeatedly. He had a lot of problems. And in the end, didn't actually vote because there was something with his setup. Like, he had worked on it the night before and it was fine, and then that day it didn't work, and like it was all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so I couldn't celebrate anything yesterday on May 4th, and there was a bigger reason to tell this story. Now I can't remember what it was. I forget what I was talking about. Mostly I couldn't really do anything, so I spent the time watching, kind of bouncing between watching the proceedings of the event, but also like watching Tales of the Empire. Or I'd sit there and I'd dig up a couple backlog sets of like 3-in-1 stuff, and I'd build those just sitting at my desk. Yeah, there was definitely a point I wanted to make about something, and now I can't remember what it was. If anybody can remind me what I was talking about in my brain, that would be great. All right, Scott, take care. After noon Central, bounce over to Johnny's stream. He's going to be working on the TIE Interceptor UCS. Kind of not on the screen right now. Yeah, I thought about running long today so I could do the Falcon too, but I think I'll just get done with this by the time I'm gonna run long to finish this one, but everybody bounce over to Johnny's. Yeah, so that's noon my time. I'll be done by noon, hopefully ish. And if not, I'll just finish up. And everybody can bounce over there. Two different colors. The Acolyte is coming out June 4th, right? 1st of June, something like that. That still looks really good. Like, I'm excited for that. It's it feels like it has a little bit of a Lost feel to it, where there's kind of a overarching threat and they're trying to discover what that threat is. And I'm here for something like that. I like shows that show something collapsing. Like, you know, it's not going to go well. It's falling apart, but here's kind of how it does it. And sort of the the hubris around the Jedi and the Republic and that kind of stuff. The High Republic. Plus, I like what's his name from Squid Game. He'll be in it. And Carrie-Anne Moss. Is that right? Carrie-Anne Moss will be in it. Costumes look great. Lighting looks great. Effects look good. I hope it's written well. I hope it's not written stupid, where you sit there and roll your eyes at the inanity of it all. I'm hoping it's a Andor level show, because we really need more of those. This feels like it's going to fall apart in here somewhere. I'm not really happy about that. These guys in dark blue, in case you're looking for cool stuff. What's up, stud? Long time, man. How's it going? How's tricks? I hope you celebrated in your way yesterday and are continuing the fun today. To you as well. And, or as the Catholics say, and also with you. Which was a really hard habit for me to get out of when I was a kid. People would say, peace be with you. And I'd say, may the force be with you. And they'd say, and also with you. So now when people say, may the force be with you, I always say, and also with you. That's how you can tell the Catholic Star Wars fans. Did you do anything special for your May the 4th? I'm just getting back to YouTube. Had some kidney and heart issues for a while. Eee, man, I hope you're all right, dude. That stinks. Do I have 2 sticker sheets? I think I got 2 sticker sheets. Just in case, you know, one wasn't insulting enough. Well, I hope you're on the mend. I hope everything's going well. I mean, either one of those is bad. Both at the same time sounds terrifying. Two of those. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, as always. Let's see. Are there any hockey fans out there today? Fans of either... Never wanted to shake strangers' hand in church. Peace be with you. It's like... Yeah, it's always weird. They've changed it too. They've changed it to, it's not Peace Be With You, it's something else now. And I haven't been to church in forever. But the last time I went, they said something different. And I'm like, what? That's not what we say. What is this weirdness? Shoot, I was just going to say something. Hockey. If you're fans of the Dallas Stars or the Vegas Golden Knights, I will be watching that game with interest because that dictates who the Avs play next. And I don't care if they beat each other up in 7 games. They're going to 7 games now. So I'm like, yes. You wear each other out all you want. I don't care who we get next, honestly. Kind of hoping we get Vegas. I think it'd be fun if Vegas stole one. Because I don't think the Avs will beat the Stars. That's just me. What other sports things going on? I know this is really a sports channel. I don't think a lot of people here are sports people, but I watch sports, so there you go. Austin FC tied last night against Vancouver, which is good because Vancouver's a top-rated team and we are not a top-rated team. So to get a tie out of that, to get a point out of that, that's pretty good. Caitlin Clark played with the Indianapolis, is it Fever? The WNBA, played her first WNBA game yesterday and had a pretty good game, like 20-some points. 5 points from the 3-point. And her team lost like in the last 2 seconds. But she still had a good game. It's fun to watch the people just disintegrate online about it. I don't get dudes. Like, we're in the midst of the bear man argument. If you're in the woods, would you rather be, with a bear or a man? And everyone's like, bear. And I get it. I'd say bear too, and I understand why. But at the same time, I'm like, then there's commenters like ones that are on Instagram and stuff commenting about the Caitlin Clark game or the NWSL game where somebody scores a lot of points and they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, this is why, dude. This is exactly why. You don't get it. I know you don't get it. All right, bag 4. 2 bags done in an hour. I think we do it. Oh my God. I haven't dusted. I'm terrified of doing that. I've got so much stuff that I need to dust, and I just have not been doing it. Like, it's to the point where I'm worried that it's just too caked on there now, and I'm gonna have to like wash it. And so that puts me into like I stymie myself into doing nothing. I am not really good with, for the most part, preventative cleaning. I'm good with cleaning, but like preventative, like everyday kind of thing, I'm getting better, but I'm not great. So I need to get better about it so I can have, like, instead of just sitting around watching YouTube videos and playing video games and doing Lego, I need to be able to do more. As a grown-ass man, I need to be able to, all right, you got 2 hours. Get your chores done, and then you can do your playtime. So I need to be better about that. Changing the litter box. I'm good with dishes. I'm good with trash. I've gotten a good habit of cleaning stuff off the floor so the Roomba can run, so Mr. Robot can run. And that keeps things kind of nice. But at the same time, I also have to kind of keep... See, I don't like this. This didn't attach very well. Since we have hardwood floors and tiles, it's like, it should be really easy to run a mop over that once in a while. Don't do that. So there's things I need to improve upon. There's things upon which I need to improve. Yeah, mocks are a problem. At the same time, I don't sort hardly at all anymore. I need to get better about that. I think Brick Rodeo has taken up a lot of my Lego bandwidth. So I'm constantly doing a build for the lug, a build for Brick Rodeo, or cleaning up a build that I did for Brick Rodeo. So I'd like to get to the point where I don't really have anything going on. So I can just focus on getting this room cleaned up. So it looks nicer, so it's easier to move around in. Might reorganize it a bit. It's a bit hard to kind of get to what I need. The problem I have is, like, I'd like to switch up the streaming table stuff if I, after 4 years, if I really want to keep streaming. Finished Tales of the Empire. Nice. I am just curious, and maybe you guys we can talk about that. I had asked Screen Crush, I commented in their section. It's basically 6 15-minute episodes. And they drop all at once. Out of the 6 15-minute episodes, I would say about 12 minutes is viewable because the rest is opening and closing credits. So you get about 12 minutes of material. That's about an hour and 15 minutes. So it's not even a 90-minute movie. But I'm trying to grasp the reasoning behind releasing all at once 6 shorts. Like, you're not putting them in the original, like, Tartakovsky Clone War stuff was like in between other things and like came out over like a week or a couple weeks, right? And it's only later that somebody could compile them and put them all together and you could watch it all at once. But these are supposed to be meant as shorts. But it's like, why put all the shorts together and just make it one long thing and then break it up with chapters? You can do that. I don't know why I don't understand the reasoning for dropping something all at once if it's short stuff and you're putting it all together. Just make one thing. I get they're 2 different stories, but you could interweave them, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was fine. I had a good time watching it. Not the stories I would have picked normally, but I think it was fine. It gave a little bit of backstory to like Barris. I'm glad they kind of finished that a little bit. Oh, these are hard to get on. Don't commit to that. Now I get why they did it that way, Zissou. Because it's telling the same story from 2 different perspectives. How one person was able to touch on the dark side of the Force and use it or let it consume them. So it was kind of similar stories. Like something happened to them and they were able to kind of like go a certain path, and one chose that path and one was able to not. So it's just kind of mirrored. Starting to get a little phlegmy. I like the way they did it. I would have liked it to be a little more tied together, but that's the tying together I felt, was that there were 2 different paths to the dark side, and how one was able to get away from it and the other was not. Or the other chose to let themselves be consumed by it. So What's up, Walter? Got stickers. Those are where your 2 stickers are. Right there. Happy second day of Star Wars weekend. Boa tarde to you, because it's afternoon, yes? I say that every time, like I don't understand how time works on a globe. There's a comedian, I think I've talked about this before. There's a comedian who talked about his parents calling him from New York or Iowa or whatever, and he had moved out to New York or LA or whatever. And this may be dating me a bit. Stud might know this one. I don't know how big he is on. I know we're this similar age. I don't know how much you were into stand-up, but he, yes, I'll touch on that in a second. He said my parents would call and they'd say things like, it's 5 o'clock here. What is it? 7 o'clock there? Ha. It's Tuesday here. What is it? Friday there? Ha. And then he'd end it by going, it's the Mesozoic era here. What is it? The Jurassic period there? Ha. It was the delivery that got me more than anything. But every time my parents are like, sorry to wake you, it's like, it's only an hour difference. It's fine. Yes. So we've had some storms here recently. We're fine. The majority of like the really, really bad stuff hasn't happened really close to us. Oh, interesting method to get some of that staggered stuff inside there. There have been some bad tornadoes out east or out west of us in an area called San Angelo. It's a kind of a bigger city, bigger town, small city, about 5 hours away. That weather tends to swoop in from that area and then kind of go north. So we really don't get a whole lot of it. But then it goes up into like the Dallas area and up into Oklahoma and stuff. We rarely get tornadoes in Austin. We do get them, but they're rare. But I still have to preemptively text my parents and say, "Yep, we're fine. Whatever the news reports say, Texas is a big place. Unless they say Austin specifically, we're probably going to be fine." We've had a lot of storms, rain and stuff, but it's not here in Austin specifically. It's not been terrible. Yeah, we've had floods and tornadoes and things. The floods are what I worry about more than the tornadoes, just because of runoff water and stuff. It's a nice little piece of stuff there. And if it's been raining a lot, then obviously you get saturated ground and it doesn't have anywhere to go. And we are kind of on a little bit of a hill area here, and we're not really close to any streams. So I'm not terribly worried about it, but like I would be worried about street flooding, just because of like storm drains and things like that. But we've been pretty fortunate with that. Yeah, you guys had a earthquake in New York this year. That was hilarious. And it wasn't like a huge one. It was just enough to like knock things off shelves and rattle a bunch of stuff. And so I love all the TikTok and YouTube videos where it's just people going, "The fuck was that? Was that an earthquake?" I love it. It was so great. Oh, this would be going a lot faster if it weren't for these stupid little... Yeah, it's always funny when you're like... hear stuff about like earthquake in New York. You're like, no, that's not happening, right? Fires in Alaska. You're like, flooding in Nevada. Yeah, I have no basis for comparison here. What do I even... I don't know what to do. Do we go outside? Do we get into a bathtub? Do we unplug things? The tornadoes that ripped through Nebraska, though, that was, ooh. They were saying, some of them were saying that they need to after the one that hit, they were saying they needed to redo the EF scale, the tornado scale, because the thing that hit was just a monster. It was so organized that it actually, from radar, you could see that it had developed an eye. And that's not something tornadoes do. I'm like, ugh, that's terrifying. I haven't heard of many earthquakes in California right now going on. Not like major ones that have made news and stuff. I'm sure they're happening all the time. But I just haven't heard any lately. Yep, this is how kind of... Ow. Dang. Oh, just jam my thumb. Ooh, that's smarted. I was wondering how they were going to do the, like the front little sword nose thing on here. It's not as severe as I would have liked. I think I would have done it better. In fact, you could replace... Is there a hole in there? Yeah, you could still put, like, my microfighter has like an Urukai sword coming out of the front of that. I think it would have looked better, but whatever. Maybe they tried that and it didn't look really good. Hey, Greg, welcome back. Our pets' heads are falling off? Like, literally, or are you just making fun of the fact that everything's changing? Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Here's your goofy thing that I don't like the way it works. Build of the day. Jamming a tile into a clip. I hate when they do that. This doesn't feel right. Looks cool. Doesn't feel right. Oh, right. Because they left their bird in there and it died. That's right. Yep. Plans for tonight. Yes, our friends are probably going to come over for dinner, and we, like normally on Sunday, we have our friends come over and we watch Doctor Who. Trying to get caught up. We're almost caught up, and I was kind of hoping we'd be caught up by now because Ncuti Gatwa's run as the Doctor is now officially starting, and we're not past Capaldi yet. So we've still got to get through one last season of Capaldi, and then Whittaker, 3 seasons of Whittaker, and then we can get to... Oh, this is clever. So you can take this apart and fly this half of the ship down to Coruscant. We are still flying half a ship. That's pretty funny. So there you go. The rest of this is going to be the stand. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could break this apart. And you're flying half a ship. I love Capaldi. I think Capaldi got slept on a little bit. I think he's not the perfect Doctor, but he's really good. Like, I love there's certain things I like about him. First of all, the writing for his series is phenomenal. Yeah, it says, look, you can break it apart. Yep. they really they really treated Capaldi well. Conversely, the writers treated Whitaker like garbage. Capaldi got a lot of great scenes to be in. He got times where he was by himself. They slowed things down so you could kind of get a feel for who he was. Whitaker was, here's 5 companions. Here's a universe-altering scenario. Here's a brand new set of stuff. And go. And it's like, but we don't know who she is yet. Doesn't matter. Go! So I think they kind of screwed her over. Yeah. I liked her. She's fine. Like, I thought she brought a lot of good character. She reminds me of a little bit of Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, which was very curious and bubbly, right? But also kind of chaotic. Who's the worst Doctor? I don't know if I would say worst Doctor. My least favorite Doctor was probably, I get the names wrong here. Baker, Tom Baker, Pete Davidson, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy. Colin Baker, I think, was my least favorite. The blonde curly haired guy with like the question mark, or with the like the red coat. He always seemed unnecessarily angry to me, and like way too aloof and kind of mad at everything for just the fact that he had to be there. I'm gonna go back and rewatch some of the stuff at some point. I'd like to rewatch stuff from Baker on, but I do want to go back and watch like Pertwee, and I don't remember a lot of Pertwee or Troughton, so I'm going to try to go back and watch some of them, and not like in a super serious way, just kind of have it on in the background because I know it's not great. Yeah, that is kind of a bummer. I mean, we're at the ages now where I'm bummed constantly because it's either an anniversary of something that's 30 years old. I'm like, oh God, I'm old. Or like a famous person that you really like died out of nowhere. I'm still not over Lance Reddick. Plays from Horizon Zero Dawn, and he was he The Wire? Was he in The Wire? He was on Fringe. Maybe not The Wire. Maybe Shield. Not Shield. The Shield. I forget. He was in a cop show. He was great. He had a great voice, great delivery, and then out of nowhere, dead. I'm like, Urgh. It's sad to go back and play that game now because I'm like, oh man, pour some out. They have a nice tribute in Burning Shores for him, which I thought was lovely. There's a very, like, you can follow these steps out to kind of like a very nice view, and it's got like holographic kind of gravestones, and there's one that's his, and it says, you know, thanks for everything kind of thing, and it's really nice. And then you can kind of just sit there and it's peaceful, you know. Yeah, they're gonna start dropping here, and we're not gonna be happy about it. Things like Henry Rollins is gonna die, Trent Reznor is gonna die, you know, and I'm like, we're just gonna be like, oh my God, I just can't. So I'm going to be done here in like 2 minutes. I'll pop open the Millennium Falcon and we'll start that. And maybe I'll do a Tuesday stream or a Monday night stream or something. Or maybe pick this back up later. But at 1 o'clock, make sure to go over to Johnny Build's stream. He's going to be finishing up his TIE Interceptor. Which I think is going to be more rewarding than watching another Millennium Falcon get built. Yeah, James Earl Jones, that's going to be one where everyone's going to freak out. Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill. A few of those are going to be kind of rough. But again, you know, some of them are like, yeah, but the dude's like 80 something. You know, it's like, it's not like we didn't know this was going to happen. He's old. It's when they hit him when they're like 30 or 40. You're like, oh, God. No. Yeah, I wish I had. I was talking to a friend. I wish I had the UCS Falcon just like Johnny did for his stream, just to build. Like I don't need to keep it afterwards. I would love to build it once, just to say I built it. Of course, you need it for like 2 weeks to be able to build it. I don't know if I can sit for 10 hours. The UCS Falcon, when you were doing the record attempt. Some of us aren't lucky enough to have friends who have stores or something where they're like, yeah, we want this built, but you want to build it? Or they just had an extra or something, whatever the situation was, where they just had one and they just were like, yeah, you can build it for a record attempt. That sounds fine. I've got 2 extra. Oh. And this just goes on here. I'm glad neither of these were stickers. And I don't know what this is for. Like, I have no idea what that's for. And this just literally sits on here. Oh, good morning. Thank you for showing me where that sits. Cool. There is your Providence class dreadnought. The invisible hand. Not to be confused with the Providence class dreadnought. The what was it? Invincible. It's the same first 4 letters. It's really hard to, and they're the same class of ship and everything. My white whale is the UCS Imperial Shuttle. Ooh, yeah, that'd be great. Literally a white whale too, because that's a big white set. All right, gonna start. Let's crack this open. Let's just crack it open and we'll get going on it. So real quick. Comparison level. These aren't as MIDI scale as the old MIDI scales. The other MIDI scales were like this big. So the Star Destroyer, the Millennium Falcon, they had some MIDI scales that were a little smaller than this, right? Like about that big. These are still a great scale, and I would love to see more of these. I'd love to see, well, we've got a Nebulon B, we've got the Executor. They're to scale with the scale. They're not to scale with each other. Obviously, a Corvette like this would probably be about this big in comparison to a frigate or a dreadnought this class. Corvette's a lot smaller. So yeah, so these are both great builds. I had a lot of fun building them. Some good techniques, some good new parts on both, I think. Not a ton of stickers. These were all printed, or these are all stickers. So that was a problem. You only had a couple stickers on here, and you could get away with not having them if you didn't want to. They built in these stripes along the sides of the hull, which I liked a lot. So, but yeah, so there's that. So these are both very cool, and I like them, and I like the size. All right. So this builds the same way as the UCS. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Ooh, everything gets wobbly. Remember to scan. Ooh, this is going to take a while. Remember to scan your instructions for newer sets. Where did I put my instructions for the... Scan those afterwards. So let's see how long this will take. Uh, 6, 10, 11 bags. We won't get through more than one right now. Let's get out 2 just in case. And a tube. Here's your engine. Same. This has always been the engine in the Falcon. I've only built, so let's see, 11 bags will be about 4 or 5 hours, maybe. I don't know if I'll get it done this Thursday. We'll see. So it's easy to light up. Yep. Brick separator. You do actually need new brick separators over time. It's not like one will last you for the rest of your life, because they start getting notches in the middle there because of how many times you're trying to go in the corner of something and the edge gets dulled from constant like use. It's solid plastic. It's good plastic, but it's still going to wear out after a while if you just keep smashing it into stuff. You can see like this one's been used pretty well. Let's see if I can get a good focus on that. I don't know where the camera is anywhere. See the notch that it's kind of developed in there from digging stuff out, which means it's less effective to pop tiles off. All right. So we need to go back one. What number is this? Just sort of type Millennium Falcon because there's 15, 75375. Excuse me. 75375. So again, this will be only the 4th Millennium Falcon I've built. I built the original one from the first year of Star Wars Lego. And then a couple microfighters, and that's it. I don't have the Kessel Run Falcon. I don't have any of the UCS Falcons. I don't have any of the new releases of Falcons since 2001 or whenever it first came out. So this is, I just get tired of seeing the ship after a while. You grow up thinking this is the most awesome ship I've ever seen. And then after you've seen it for, seriously, it was cool up until Lego got a hold of it. And then it was just like, now I've seen it a billion times. So thanks for that. And then we got more of these curved pieces in here. So that's cool. Metal separator. I wouldn't think it would damage it too much. I mean, no more than like, because I've used a screwdriver on some separation attempts before, if the brick separator wasn't cutting it. And it doesn't seem to do, like, I haven't noticed anything, but I don't do it all that much. I also have this awesome tool. This helps me more than you'd expect. It's just surgical clamps. But these are great at like when you get a brick and you get a thing shoved in here and you can't get that out and it won't just come out by doing that. This is great for going in and pulling things apart. It's great for pulling pins out, Technic pins. It's very useful. So I keep it up here when I'm building. Hoosier uses screwdriver. Nice. Yeah, man, that's the way to go. All right, so any stand-up fans, comedian fans? John Mulaney had a live thing starting last night, and I wasn't able to see it. And he's going to have a couple more of them this coming week. I just wanted to know if anybody watched it, because I heard it was weird. So, just curious. I do so much with my mocks. I tried the metal one. I loved it. Nice. My nails. Oh God. I love the impulse too. Like I'll be building and I'm like, nope. And I know I made a mistake on something and I want to go fix it real quick, but I've really smashed that piece down on there. And my initial thing is to go, like that. I'm like, nope, stop. What are you doing? You're going to ruin you're going to pop, you're going to crack a tooth and you're probably going to ruin the Lego. So just hold up there, Chief. Tweezers works cool. 2x2 plastic. Oh. Just in case you didn't know this, let's say that's a 2x2. You get two of them. I didn't know this till a couple years ago. And you push them together like that, and it should give you an opening right here to pull them apart. It's not doing it now. Well, those are really together, aren't they? Yeah, I did enjoy his show after his rehab. It's I think it's on Netflix as a joke. It's on Netflix. It's called what's the title of it now? Now I can't remember. It's like Live in LA or something like that. And he's got on you crack it and then you get your thumb in there and it's a good seam. It's easier. Exactly. And like the first episode was comedians, but then the second episode is like local LA people, like a weather lady, and a guy who does the announcement or the earthquake reports and stuff like that. So it's like some interesting stuff. But I've heard around that they're like, it's weird. Like I don't understand what's going on, but I don't know. Yes, I did like his special after his rehab. I still think he's very smart and funny. I'm glad he was able to go to rehab. Oh. Okay. He's no Kyle Kinane, but he's very funny. I think also his humor comes from the fact that he's very, very aware of absurdities, but also really leans into I think this is true for most comedians. They're just leaning into like the minutia of stuff, and noticing those kinds of things. All right, we got about 15 minutes left. Hedberg, Mitch Hedberg. Yeah, talk about somebody who died too soon, man. Talk about somebody who died too soon after doing drugs their whole life. What a tragedy. It's like, yeah, I still love Mitch Hedberg, but did nobody else see that coming? Mitch altogether. I quote him to this day. We do not need to bring ink and paper into this. I give you the money, you give me the donut. End of transaction. It's not like I have to prove to some skeptical friend. You didn't buy that donut. I have the paperwork right here. Take it home and file it under D for donut. I like rice. I like eating something that you can get 2,000 of. He does a bit that cracks me up because it's true. It rings true for me. playing golf with his friends, and he hit the golf ball. And you're supposed to yell 4, but I was too busy mumbling, "There ain't no way that's gonna hit him." And it's hilarious because I was oh, this is upside down. Oh, these are both upside down. Okay. They can only become stairs. Sorry for the convenience. I was playing golf with some friends, and I'm not very good, but we were like, yeah, let's go play some golf. And I'm like, can we do anything else? So we're playing, and it's me and a buddy back farther than 2 other of my friends, and they're a little ahead of us, and there's some trees in the way, but they're like, I don't trust my irons. I don't know what I was using, a 5 iron or something like that. I don't trust it well enough to get over the trees, and I really only needed to get to the fairway, so I'm like, I'm gonna hit it through the trees. So I'm gonna try like a line drive shot best I can. And so I crushed it. It ripped through the trees, and then I see it heading for my friend, and I'm like, before I could say anything, hits him square in the back, and he just goes, "Get!" and crumples. And we laughed so hard. I mean, it left a giant welt on his back and a big old bruise, and he was just writhing on the ground. I was like, yeah, that's so. I heard that joke, and I'm like, that's exactly what happened. Because I'm like, we raced up there on the cart. We're like, dude, are you all right? He's like, I can't breathe. We're like, you're fine. Let's go get a beer. All right, so we've got 3PO, Chewy, and I think these are all supposed to be Chewy. 3PO, Chewy, and R2 playing chess. So there's that. There's R2. These are all going to be extra pieces. And 3PO. And I don't know what that middle piece is. A chair? And there's that. And here's the chessboard. I think this is a new print, too. I don't know how common that print is. So this is the 3 of them playing. Screaming about it won't help you. Better let them have it. It's not wise to upset a Wookiee. But sir, no one worries about upsetting a droid. It's because a droid don't pull their arm sockets out of their sockets if you lose. Wookiees are known to do that. I see your point, sir. I think I've done this. Oh, off to the side. Okay. I was like, what? There we go. Dogs love when you throw a flat plastic disc for them. Poor dogs. Obviously, the humans were playing fetch. Ducks love sun chips. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. Three. What design? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it's like walking paths or stuff, and they're just like, let's put up disc golf, and I'm like, we've got a disc golf place next to a brewery out here. Breweries, for the most part, tend to be on giant tracts of land near like warehouse district things, and so they're just kind of hanging out, and they've got a lot of space. So like one of them was like, yeah, we're gonna put up a disc golf course. I'm like, okay. I'm never gonna play it, but sure. All right, yeah, see you in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out. I think I just put that thing on top of 3PO's head. Or unless that little dot, that little yellow one is 3PO. This doesn't make any sense. That's funny. So I just watched there's a guy who does, I forget his name, but he does building stuff on YouTube. And he does like robot, chainsaw arm wielding robots trying to carve foam, or he's trying to do a baseball hitting robot, or stuff like that. So his latest one was a disc golf bazooka, basically. He's like, I'm not athletic, but I wanted to make a robot that would throw a disc for me. And so he ends up with this thing that looks like a rail gun, and it just shoots discs. It's pretty rad. Yeah, I'm not going to do bag 2 here. I'm going to stop. Give everybody a couple minutes to go gather whatever they need. And then join me over in Johnny's stream in about 7 or so minutes. I'm going to go get refresh coffee and things like that. So, again, we did did this guy. I might build a few bags while watching Johnny's stream, so that Thursday we only have to do enough to finish it. So I'll probably work on about 4 or 5 bags, so we can have like 4 or 5 bags on Thursday to work on. So that's what we'll do. And then after Thursday, starting Sunday again, if I'm available Sunday, I don't think anything weird's going on. Starting Sunday, I think I might take a little bit and do some more Q2 design stuff. Oh, you know what? No. I want to work on the Thundercloud sandwich again, because I want to make sure to keep that rolling with them. So they liked it. They wanted the ingredients to be a little more prominent. So they sent me a picture of like one of the, not statues, but like sculpture display things above one of their stores. And the ingredients are really kind of spilling out of the sandwich. So I'm going to go back and try to make it look a little more like that. My whole reasoning was it's fewer parts. It makes it look more like a submarine versus a sandwich. But it's their idea after all. I'm just worried that the back and forth is going to be a little much. And it might... I'm going to have to get to a point and go, okay, we have to call it. Like, we can't just keep doing this for the rest of whatever. What do you guys want? You know? Which is the whole... It's a long-running concern by artists, is like, at what point does the customization become the problem? And at what point does the constant tweaking become the project itself? And you gotta cut it off and say, here's where we're gonna end it. You know, you gotta pick. You know, we have to end it here, or else we're just gonna keep doing this for whatever. So I'll make sure to talk to them about it and see what they say. But anyway, all right. Well, jump over to Johnny's stream. He starts in about 5 minutes. Thank you all again for hanging out with me on this Sunday, Revenge of the 5th. After we're all done streaming, go watch a Star Wars movie, or a Star Trek show, or Firefly, or Grey's Anatomy, or go outside and have a nice day if it's not raining. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you Thursday. Take care.